My name is John Dickey. I'm Chief of Police with the Pulaski Police Department. I've been employed in that capacity since November of 2007. I got started in law enforcement. Actually, it wasn't one of nothing that I was looking to major in or become while I was in high school. I guess I got more interested in that job from friends and things like that. Close friends that I had working with the police department as well as the Tennessee Highway Patrol. As far as the requirements for this job, college is always preferred in most any field. We don't necessarily require someone to have a college degree. And having said that, because I mean, people can bring things to your organization that is very helpful, and necessarily may not have that extra, education. Well, outside of the general qualifications as far as the age and that kind of thing, being able to pass a background check and along those lines, and of course, you have to be able to pass a psychological exam as well. I look for those things, good people with good people skills, because I mean, if you've got good people skills, then that's a long way in accomplishing what we need to in law enforcement. Because, like I said, the environment changes so much, not only just from day to day, but from call to call. Sometimes you're in a more peaceful environment. Sometimes it's a little more escalated when you're dealing with people's emotions whether it relates to domestic calls or things along that line. So you look for people with those good people skills and people that really do like dealing with people and working with people. And because if you're just looking for a job to do that, then you're probably not going to be very successful in doing it. We have to have 40 hours of in-service training every year, in addition to what we pretty much, I won't say mandate or require, but that we encourage a lot, in addition to that 40 hours that the state requires. But there's always changes, not whether it be in changes of the law, but just the environment itself, the changes that you're faced with certain trends in life and in law enforcement that work hand in hand. So there's continuous training at all times. We do have a sort of a limited type of job shadowing or ride-along program, for lack of a better term. We have to be extremely careful with that, exposing to students and stuff to the hazards out there. So, but there are things that we can limit them to do that would acclimate them and get them exposed to the field of law enforcement. People say it's something that I always wanted to do, whether it be law enforcement or firefighting or whatever the case may be. But once you commit yourself to do something, if you give it your all, be committed to it, and you'll be successful at it. But you have to really be people oriented, and you have to like to, you're going to be exposed to a lot of emotions and that kind of thing out here in this business. I mean, you see the good, the bad, the ugly, all walks of life, all sides of that, and you certainly can't let personalities get in the way of that as well. And so being able to adapt to that and having good people skills and that kind of thing, and I use that people skills because it's real important in this line of work to be able to do that, because my wants and needs is going to differ from somebody else, and you need to be able to, and a good listener, you got to be able to listen. I like to talk a lot. People may say I like to talk more than I like to listen, but you really got to be a good listener. And affording people the time to talk to you and you listen to them and trying to discern, what it is that they're asking for or would like for your assistance in is real important. So if you start with that and you have a desire to work with people and see it things to a good end, then you can be successful.